Hello, you are listening to Everyday Superpower, the place where we talk about body language, non-verbal communication, attraction, repulsion, everything in between. Okay, we get down and learn a little bit of game. Apologies if there's a bell ringing about. I got a nuisance animal running around the place. So, two links are in the description of this video. One of them is gonna link to the catalogue of body language. It's a YouTube playlist I've compiled myself, and it's got all the information you need as far as how you can read someone based on their subconscious behaviours. If you internalise that, you know the game inside and out. You'll learn a new language and you'll be able to read people's minds. Second to that, there's a link to the Patreon, as to which you will join me in watching and talking about real life dates, the attraction signal, the indication of interest, the indication of repulsion as it does happen, and we'll be able to go through that detail, and you will be able to apply it in your real life. You won't find that information elsewhere. Now let's get on with the video. I've got an image ahead of you. We're talking about compressed lips today. We're talking about tight lips. Alright, you will see this in conversation. This will happen in real time. Okay? So if you're paying attention, you will see this. If you're not paying attention, you might not, because it can also be somewhat minute. It doesn't have to be bold. You can see the tension in the jaw, the tension and the creasing of the lips. Maybe the top lip disappears, maybe the bottom lip disappears, maybe they both do. The more the non-verbal cue is emphasized, the less of the lip you will see, as the compression forces that lip to disappear. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Unless they're, keeping a secret on your behalf. For you. Alright? This individual is holding back. This individual might not have said anything in the first place, but their mind is telling them to say something. So when you hear particular sayings such as keep your lips sealed, keep your lips zipped, zip, loose lips sink ships, and so on and so forth, it can quite literally be in relation to this non-verbal cue you'll see. Alright? It's a negative thought indicator. So if you're trying to speak to someone you find interesting and you see this behavior, they might actually be projecting upon you what they want you to do. So if you're saying something stupid, you might see this reflect as a mirror image in that person. Alternatively, it could be indicative of them wanting to say something themselves, but knowing that they can't speak up for whichever reason. Okay? Maybe it's detrimental to them, to you, to the next person, but that lip compression is indicative of them holding back them thoughts, them words that want to come out. Okay, it's disapproval to some degree. To re-clarify, if you're speaking and you see this in the person you're speaking to, it might be in reflection of a disapproval of your ideas. Okay? They don't wish to speak out and let you know, but they're thinking, oh man, and that's why this behavior manifests. Okay? Pay attention to the lips. The opposite is full lips, is like a mouth left ajar or so forth. That's open body language, whereas what we're talking about today, the compression of the lips, that's closed body language. Generally, closed body language is to be avoided and to be approached with care. But open body language is great, it's seductive, it's magnetic. You should practice open body language and try to eliminate closed body language for the most part, as you're not going to allow people in to a closed door, are you? Leave the door open. Alright? So aside the lips, of course, the jaw can be seen as tensed. You can look at the photos ahead of you, you can see that. And as far as attraction is concerned, a woman's lips are mirrored to the other lips on her body, okay? To the labia and to, you know, I don't need to go into depth as to what I'm talking about here, do I? So when a woman is aroused, blood flows to the vagina. So plump lips, open lips, moist lips, red lips, pink lips are in correlation to the arousal of downstairs, whereas sealed off, compressed, unopenable lips may be symbolic of you not necessarily heading in the right direction as far as attraction is concerned, or at least, you know, taking this person to the bedroom in due time. So you have to look at the environment and you have to consider what you're talking about, who you're talking about, to make sense of why you've seen this. But considering it will happen in real time, it won't happen. They won't just walk up with this behavior like out of nowhere because they thought of something. What's going to happen is this will manifest. Well, they might do, but we're not talking that it will manifest in real time as you are having a conversation. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, that's when you will see it. Okay? Internal turmoil. So, aside from being in communication with you, they may be thinking back about, you know, the argument they had with their daughter earlier on in the day. And it's hurt them to fall out with their daughter. And so, as they think back and you see the eyes glaze over as they internalize, you see the lips tighten up and compress. Okay? A stifling of emotion potentially. Definitely a concentration of sorts. A concentrated force and energy that is showcased through the pressure that is applied on the lips. Don't let anything out. Bottle it up, okay? A withholding of how they truly feel. It might not be too deep. You may be in a business meeting and you might see this in response to a question being asked to the group. That person doesn't want to talk. That person is stating that they don't want to talk through a subconscious behavior that's manifested on the orifice as to which they talk. Okay? Their mouth is closed. They don't want to open it. If anything, they're the contrary of opening their mouth. They're closing it to such a tight degree that you see the blood flow lack within that particular part of their face. Pay attention. This is honest body language. Generally, people don't go around and portray themselves in this manner. Ever. Okay? And on that note, I'm signing out. Identify this. Learn to see it. Peace.